Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is something different. It is a sit down video, but I'm basically going to be talking about everything about being a single mum, dating, being lonely, how I become a single mum, just different things like that. First thing I want to say before we get into the video is this is my own personal experience. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm giving you my experience, what I've done, and I've made quite a few mistakes, but this is just kind of my experience and everything. And another thing I want to say, Ruby and Tilly has got the same father, Belle has got a different father. So let's get straight into this video. So guys, as I was saying, I became a single mum when Ruby was 6 months old. Me and her dad had, for the last year of the relationship, and once I was pregnant with Ruby, we had a lot of ups and downs. We were breaking up, getting back together, and just it was just like that basically. So when Ruby was 6 months old, we broke up for the final time. And that's when I became a single mum. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was expected. I wouldn't say that it wasn't expected. It was a little bit of both. We expected it, but we didn't expect it the way it happened and what transpired after. And the question I always get asked is, how did I get pregnant with Tilly? Well, basically, when Ruby was about a year old, I think it was, we decided that we was going to see what happens, and I got pregnant with Tilly, but it didn't work out anyway. So for about 6-7 months, he was coming to my house. He would spend a couple of hours at the house, or he would stay overnight. And sorry about Belle, she's awake playing in the bouncer. Like I said, he would either come for a few hours or he would stay the night to bond with the kids and everything like that. And that was just how it was. And I think majority of it was that we were getting on better than what we've ever, I think, got on with. It would become kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, guys, but we just got on better as friends than probably what we did in a relationship. There was things happened when Ruby was 6 months old, which I will go either in a bit more detail in this video or do a separate video, but there was domestic violence. I think I'll probably do another video on that, guys. Just leave it down below in the comments if that's what you would want to see. So anyway, we kind of discussed things that happened in the past and just kind of settle things. And look, like I said, we were getting on better. Their dad kind of had a thought that we could get back together, and at that time, I really wasn't sure of whether I wanted to get back into a relationship with him or not. So for me, I was just seeing how it goes, but I think he thought that we were in a relationship. And then this is where I started talking to Belle's dad, and basically Ruby and Tilly's dad got really jealous and he kicked off and he walked out the door, and that was it. And it's like I tried to say to him, well, we weren't in a relationship, we weren't together, so why the hell are you kicking off like this if we weren't together? If we were together, fair enough, but we wasn't. But in his mind, we were together, or we were trying to get back together, but that was never the case. So anyway, we still tried to communicate and keep all communication aspects open, which was fine. We did have a period where his drinking got worse. And just to clarify this, which I should have said at the beginning, was there was a 32-year age gap between mine and the girl's father. I was 20 when I got with him, he was 52. So there is a big age difference, but I acted like the 50-year-old, he acted like the 20-year-old, so it was roles reversed. But his drinking got worse, and every time he had a drink, he would start arguments down the phone, call me every name under the sun. I'm this, I'm that, he's going to get socially involved on me, all different things, and empty threats, but whatever. And one day he messaged me saying, I want to see the girls. You don't bring the girls down. And I said, well, it's not that I don't bring the kids down. Sometimes it's hard because I haven't got transport, because at that time I didn't have transport. I used my mum's car. I know, darling. And sometimes she was working and he would never come up to me anymore. So I rang my mum. I was like, can I have the car? She was like, yeah. I said, right, this was a Saturday. And I said, right, I'll be at down your house tomorrow at 12 o'clock with the girls. And 2 days prior to that, Ruby and Tilly had a school photo done. So we had this little picture of Ruby and Tilly, and she put it in a little bag, and she was so excited to give her daddy this picture. So she was super, super excited. All I heard Sunday morning, I'm going to see daddy. We're going to see daddy. I was like, yeah. So I got into the car. Dad put Ruby in the car. I put Tilly into the car. We set off. We pulled outside. He lives in a flat, so there's a massive parking. You had to go down the steps, and there's a communal entrance with like the buzzers. Well, as we was walking down, there was a gentleman coming out, and he said, oh, where are you going? I was like, oh, to my ex-partner, so you can see the kids. He lives in that flat. He was like, oh, there we go. So I went in, and I said to Ruby, walk up the stairs. Daddy's door is on the right. That was it. She knocked the door. There was no answer. I knew he was in because I could hear him coughing. I could see him walking back and forth. I could hear him, I could hear his telly. I knew he was in that flat, and I knew he was deliberately ignoring. Ruby was getting a bit impatient. She was knocking the door. Daddy, daddy. He wouldn't answer. And after about 5-10 minutes, Ruby started crying. And it wasn't normal crying. It was not normal crying. It was kind of like the heartbroken, really sobbing crying. She broke her heart. So I said to her, I went, Daddy must be in work, babes. Daddy must have got called into work. Let's post a picture through the door and we'll arrange another visit. And so I got the kids back in the car, and I rang my dad. I was like, well, I was going to ring my dad, and I was like, no, better not. So we drove home. We pulled in on the bottom of my mum and dad's drive. My dad seen us, he come down, and he was like, what the hell are you doing? I said to him, just be prepared, Ruby is really upset. I'll explain when we get at the house. He could see that Ruby was still sobbing her eyes out. So we got back home, and my mum and dad asked. So I told them he wouldn't answer the door, wouldn't do this. So I messaged him, did you get your picture? Yes, thank you. And I was like, right, okay. I said, right, so you got the picture, but even though you and your daughter screaming, crying, you wouldn't open the door. And the barrel of abuse just got fired, and he was giving me all this abuse, and I just said enough's enough. And that was it. I have left all means of communications open. I still message him. I still ask him, does he want to see the kids? I do not have any reply back off him. The last message, when we had that heated debate, the last message I received of him was that he's got one child, and that's his 19-year-old son. He hasn't got any daughters. So I was like, fine, if that's where you want to be, end of. His family doesn't see the kids. They don't make efforts to see the kids. They can go gallivanting here, there and everywhere, but they don't want to see their grandkids, which is fine. They still buy him cards, they still buy him presents. I do not talk bad about their dad to the kids, or to people that we don't know, or anything. I don't really talk bad about him. I am angry with him, and I do hate him, yes. But I would never belittle him as a father, because the times when he was involved in the girl's life, he was a fantastic father, and I cannot take that away from him. So I will never actually physically berate him. Some people do, but that's just not me. I'd rather keep the cards to my chest. Yes, I'm angry, I'm whatever, but I just keep it to myself, because people don't need to know that, and it could get back to my children when they're older, and I just can't deal with that. I do not get any child maintenance money off him. In the UK, it's the child service agent. I think it's child maintenance. I know that's the words, but I can't remember what the new one is. I do not get child maintenance for him. He has, excuse me, he has told me in arguments that he will not get a job, so he doesn't have to pay me. I've never got offered any money. He'd never bought the girls anything. For their birthdays, Christmases, I used to buy cards saying it was off him, presents off him, but he would never contribute. So that's life. With Belle's dad, we split up due to different reasons of people interfering and different things like that, and we are just taking time out at the moment. Whether we'll get back together or not, no one will ever know, but we are on talking terms for Belle. He does see Belle, and that's all I'm going to say on that particular part. But it's not easy being a single mum. There is a stigma attached to being a single mum, which I absolutely hate. I hate the stigma of being a single mum. I just hate it. I hate having the word single mum used, but because I'm on my own with the kids, that's what everyone's called me, and that's what, I suppose you could say, what label I've got attached to. So for the purposes of kind of like these videos and talking to people, I do say single mum, but I do absolutely hate that word. I'm not a single mum, I'm just a mother to 3 kids. I may do things on my own, but it doesn't make me a single mum. Well, it does, but I just don't like that term. And like I said, it is hard physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, everything. It is hard because you got the sleepless nights, you've got no one to help you. You get stressed, you get tired, you get angry, you have the financial worries of things. Your kids are ill, you can't rely on other people, or you can't rely on the child's father. So it is hard, but it is so rewarding. I love it when I pick Ruby up from school and the teachers say she is a marvellous little girl, she's helpful, she's kind, and it's like I am doing a good job raising my children. I'm not going to sit here and say to you guys I'm a perfect mum. I know, Belle, I'm not going to say I'm a perfect mum, because A, there's no such thing as a perfect mum. We all do the best that we can for our children, and that's me. I do what's best for my children. Some people may not agree with it or may not like it, but I do the best that in kind of the capacity and things that I can. I do what's best for me and my children, or what's in my capacity to do the best I can. Yes, I feel guilty that I'm not with their father, Ruby and Tilly. I've battled for the last 3 years the guilt I've had sleepless nights, depression. I had postnatal depression after Tilly, but I had sleepless nights of thinking that my kids are going to hate me when they're older because I'm a single mum. Their dads don't see them. And I just have all this panic, anxiety, and everything built up. And people's like, all the kids need is a happy person. They don't need to be a mother and father that's unhappy, fighting. They need a healthy person. And yes, that's what I am. I have my up and down days due to my depression, but I still am the best I can possibly be for my kids. In regards to dating, I've got no plans to go back out on the dating scene. Just because I'm more focused on me and my children, and that's how I would rather it stick. I haven't got much trust in men at the moment. My trust has been completely broken down. I've had the girl's father, Ruby and Tilly's father, destroy me physically and mentally. I had a second partner that cheated on me, and with Belle's father we just not drifted apart, but we got forced apart because of other people, and we are just evaluating things at the moment. But from my 2 previous partners, I've had a lot of, I would say, negative issues around men and different things like that. Belle's father was completely different, but it's just people getting involved. Like I said, Right, sorry guys, I just had to quickly deal with that. As I was saying, I can't see myself getting into another relationship anytime soon. I'm not going to say I'm never going to get into a relationship, but at this moment in time, I'm taking time for myself and time for me and my children. And my children are my biggest priority in my life. So that is what I'm focusing on. We will cross that bridge when we come to it, and you guys will follow me on that journey when the time is right for that to happen. But at this moment in time, I've got no plans. Yes, baby, is that what you're saying? Are you agreeing with Mum? She's just sat in the bouncer smiling and just being really happy. But yeah, guys, so that is just kind of a little kind of overview about why I'm a single mum and different things. If you guys want kind of more specific answers and anything about anything that I've mentioned in this video, then please leave a comment down below, and I can either answer them through comments, or I can make a message, another video about particular subjects if that's what you would like. But I hope this video kind of helps you guys, or just for you to get to know me a little bit better. And as always, this isn't a video that I'm telling you guys what to do. It's not. It's just giving you my personal journey of what I've been through. Some of you may relate to it, or some may not. But as always, guys, don't forget to click that like button, click the subscribe button, and click on the bell notification, as I would love for you to join us in our crazy, wonderful life. I done really well talking through that video, and this end bit, I just can't get the words out. So guys, I'm not going to ramble anymore. I will see you in my next video.